that we're going to use in our salad. But so now, once I wash that lettuce, if I'm going to handle it, it is now considered ready to eat food. Right? Before it's washed, it technically isn't. It still has to be processed. It still has to be washed, same as any other produce. So now I'm going to be gloved, because from now on, everything is ready to eat. So what we're going to start off with, I'm going to get some of our lettuce leaves here. Now we've washed them, but they're wet, and the lettuce leaves have a tendency of holding onto a lot of water. So I have a salad spinner here that I can work. There we go. So I can spin, and so what it does by centrifugal force is literally it's blasting out all of that water from my lettuce, right? So that way it will collect underneath, so that way I'll have some dry lettuce to be able to work with. So who loves salads? It's like the number one food that they'll go to for like their main so some of them, right? So generally, that's not unusual. People of your age, the salad's not going to be the thing you go to, right? Maybe a burger and fries, McDonald's, or something that's a little more tantalizing maybe to you. But the fact is, salads can be made to have lots of flavor. Right? That's what we're looking for. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take one of my leaves, and I'm literally, right, pinch grip, wrapping my hands around, claw grip. I'm literally just going to slice a few slices of this. Alright, so what I'd like you to do is just come on up and take a piece of lettuce. And now with that piece of lettuce, go ahead and pop it in your mouth, crunch it down, and tell me what you think. Pretty good. And so I should introduce it. So this is romaine lettuce, right? It grows in these nice kind of pods. This is a young romaine lettuce. You can actually get it where it's older, where it's even bigger, and the leaves are darker green, and they get kind of frilly at the ends, almost a little leathery at the ends, so they can be a little tougher. I love this because it's much more tender than these leaves. And the farther in you get, these very young leaves that grow up in the core there are slightly sweeter as well. But so, was this an exciting thing to eat?
To me, no.
It's like, I mean, it's okay, but if I gave you a bowl of this and said, okay, you want a burger with fries, ketchup, or would you like a bowl of this lettuce? Who's going to choose the lettuce first? Right, I mean, why would you? The burger and fries is going to give me some carbs, it's going to give me some energy, it's going to give me protein, it's going to satiate my appetite. If I eat all of these, I'm still not going to be, my appetite will not be satiated. I will still be wanting something else, right? Because it's missing something. Plus, it's kind of boring, right? It's kind of like eating grass. So, what do we do to make it a little more interesting? So I'm going to take some of my leaves now. What we can do, instead of just slicing one leaf up at a time, and make it a little more efficient, I can take several, I can kind of roll them a little bit without crunching them down. We don't want to damage the leaves. We want to keep that crunch factor, right? That's what we're looking for. I can actually slice these up, and now I'm slicing multiple leaves at a time. Same effect, but a lot quicker, right? And that's generally, in the culinary world, that's what we're looking to do, is make things more efficient. If I wanted to do a really, really fine salad, what I can do, I can literally go and start slicing really fine pieces like this, where I get really fine strands. It's what we call a chiffonade. But for the sake of this salad, the problem is if I do that, I'm going to lose some of my crunch because I'm going to be breaking more of my leaves down. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to leave them just sliced. I have some dressing. I made this earlier. Do a little stir up, but you can see it's a nice creamy kind of a dressing. It's not so thick that it's like butter, that it wouldn't be able to spread, but it's not so thin that it's just going to fall straight to the bottom of the bowl and not go all over my leaves. We're going to dress the salad. So we're going to toss this all in. So you can do it two different ways. I can present the salad complete, and then we can offer the dressing either to the customer, the guest, or in the kitchen, then it can just be drizzled on the top, just like I'm doing right here. The problem is that if I just drizzle it on the top, which leaves do you want to eat? The ones on the top or the bottom?
The top.
Right, because those are the only ones that are dressed right now. I don't want to eat the leaves that are on the bottom. No flavor in there. So that's why, in general, if it's not going to destroy the look of your salad, being able to toss all of this in is going to be a great option. So I'm just going to press, I'm taking the bottom of my tongs here, or you can use spoons to come up from underneath, but I'm pushing it up through there so that all the leaves from underneath are now going to douse in my dressing. I don't want to crunch it down. I'm certainly not going to crush it with my hands, not a delicate kind of a salad like this. Otherwise, my leaves are going to start breaking down. I'm going to lose all crunch factor. Right? I want to have some crunch left in there, otherwise we're going to end up losing the texture. Now, Parmesan cheese, always good. Got some wonderful fresh Parmesan cheese here. Got some of that in there. Parmesan cheese adds the umami flavor. So you got sweet, salt, sour, bitter. You probably learned about that in when you're in science. But we also have umami. Umami is one of those, very often it's fermented flavors or full flavors, things like soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, different cheeses, like aged cheeses, where it has that real in-depth kind of flavor. Cooked tomatoes, or tomatoes, right? So when you go and cook them, it brings out the flavors of them. But all those types of flavors, that's umami. It's like the super savory kind of food. Now, I can add a crunch factor too. Right? So I've got some toasted croutons. So these toasted pieces of bread, that will give me another crunch factor in here as well. I want to toss all of this in so that way even the croutons get a little bit of the dressing on there as well, right? Everything should be dressed so that there's flavors throughout. Or everyone can have salad. Okay, so everyone gather back around. I want to be able to hear your comments now. So gather back around, come up closer. Okay, so tell me, compared to the original lettuce leaves, how did this one taste? A whole lot better, right? A lot more flavors going on in there. Right, so who did not like this salad? It's not your thing? Okay, that's fine. But everyone else? Okay. So now, we can then go a step further. So say if this was going to be an entree salad, what kind of thing could I put onto this salad?
Chicken.
Chicken, right? Some grilled chicken would be great. Anything else?
Fish, tomatoes.
Yeah, put some tomatoes on there. Yeah, you could put some beef on there. You could also maybe put some sliced steak on there. Maybe some salmon, some shrimp, like all sorts of different things. Okay. So, can anyone tell me what kind of salad this was? Caesar salad, right? So, we're going to now make the Caesar salad dressing. Okay, we're going to go step by step on that. As always, we do our mise en place, right? So that's what I've done here. I've got all the items I need in here. So, I'm going to need an egg yolk only, right? So, you're very welcome. I can go and tap on the shell here, and then open this up. So now I've got my egg yolk sitting in the center here, right? So I can go over to the other side, just let that start to drain out, and then back into this side again. So now I've got mustard. I've got a nice Dijon mustard. Goes in there. I want some acidity. We always want to have acidity going into all of our dressings. What does acidity do to the leaves? Doesn't make them crunchy, no. In fact, it does the exact opposite. So it softens them up. It chemically starts to cook them, right? So that's why if I'm making a salad like this and I'm dressing it, then I don't want to dress it an hour or two in advance, because otherwise it will literally just be like a sludgy kind of a salad, because I'm going to lose all the crunch that's left in there, because I'm literally cooking those lettuce leaves, but chemically, using the acidity. I've got some Parmesan to add into the dressing. That'll give us a piece of umami. And then, wait, who likes anchovies? Who hates anchovies? Like, who really just doesn't like anchovies? Like, do you want extra anchovies on your salad or anything like that? Okay, so this is the thing. All of you guys have already eaten anchovies today. So it's not that you don't like anchovies, it's just the application. Yeah, if I were to say, okay, who wants to eat one of these anchovies? I'm sure probably most of you will be like, unless if it's for a dare and there's money involved, you'll probably be like, right? So the fact is, in that first dressing, they had anchovies in there. So eating an anchovy by itself, just like a worm, probably not your jam. But the fact is, that's not what we generally use anchovies for. You can actually get some really nice larger fillets of anchovies, and they're very tasty. But these small ones that we use, they're more of a seasoning, right? What kind of seasonings can I use in culinary to bring out, to emphasize the flavors in food? Salt, right?
MSG.
Salt, pepper. Huh?
MSG.
Oh, MSG can be used in there as well, yeah. But with this one, this is how we're doing in the kitchen. So we're going to be producing large amounts of it. So this is really quick and easy. You can throw it all into a food processor, into my RoboCoupe. So I have my mustard, my lemon juice for acidity, my fresh garlic that was just roughly chopped because it's all going to get blended up in here, my egg yolk, and also my mozzarella, my Parmesan cheese, and then a couple of or a few fillets of the anchovies to go in there. That's going to season it. They're very salty, so it's going to add lots of seasoning characteristics to it. So I'm also going to want to be able to season that up a little bit. We're going to crack a little fresh pepper in there as well. We'll add salt at the end if we need it. We're going to be very careful though, because that Parmesan and the anchovies, they're already very salty. Now, what is my egg yolk going to do?
It's going to make it more creamy.
It's going to thicken it. Yes, it's going to make it more creamy as well. So, I've got lemon juice. Is lemon juice water-based or fat-based? Water-based, right? It's a water-based product. Is my extra virgin olive oil water-based or fat-based?
Fat-based.
Fat-based, right? What happens when I put water-based things and fat-based things together and just shake them up?
They'll separate.
Right, it's going to separate back out again. I'll have the water on the bottom because it's more dense. I'll have the oil on the top because it's less dense, but it's going to separate. In the egg yolk, I have a natural resource in there called lecithin. So that is a binder. It's going to take the water and the oil molecules and it's going to bind them and hold them together in a permanent binding. So that way, now I'll have the dressing just not going to split. Okay? If I didn't include that, it would have a higher chance of splitting. The other thing is the mustard does have a tendency to help to kind of give it more creamy and to hold things together a little better as well. But that egg yolk is definitely going to be the winner for me. So when it comes to my RoboCoupe, I've got 3 separate points here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on the lid, and so I have to make sure that those are aligned, so it clicks in place. You hear the click, right? So the same thing on the actual bowl itself. This, when I put it on, has to click into place. It's all a safety feature. If they don't all click into place, it doesn't actuate the machine, then I can't turn it on or off. I'll just be pushing buttons and nothing's going to happen. Okay. So this has 2 spinning blades in there. It's going to spin very, very quickly. So it's going to chop and blend at the same time. So turn that on. So I've got most of it's now pulverized. It's that quick. Now I've got my oil. You see there's a hole in the top of the lid here. This is where I can now add the oil while it's actually working. We now have a dressing that's ready to go and it's a dressing that has anchovies in that you guys will enjoy. So sorry, you guys do actually like anchovies. I poisoned you all with it. So next time, if someone says, "Hey, you want some anchovies in there?" Don't say no, I don't like it. Like, let me try it. Right? Because when it's added to something, more as a seasoning than anything, give it a try. See what you think. Because you never know, you might actually like it. Okay? All right, magic. That's all I've got for you.